Hello, everyone. Welcome back to HubSpot AI for Beginners. I'm Casey Hawkins, and I'm really excited about this session because we're diving into something that isn't flashy, but honestly, it might be the smartest thing you do for your AI setup inside of HubSpot. Today, we're talking about brand settings, that quiet little section in your portal that you may not have touched yet, but it plays a huge role in how well HubSpot's AI tools will work for you. If you've ever tried Content Assistant, a blog generator, Content Remix, and thought, this doesn't really sound like us, there's a good chance that your brand settings aren't filled out. So, this session, we're going to walk through what brand settings are, why they matter more than people realize, how to set them up. We'll discuss how the inputs can change your AI generated outputs for the better. Let's get into it. Hello, Trisha. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good. I am excited. This is a session that you and I have kind of like danced around for a few sessions. And basically, we were at some point, we're like, hey, I think we need to like actually talk about this. So I'm excited to talk about it a little more. Um,
I mean, so I work. I have an old boss slash mentor who,
mhm,
before I like a year ago, he was so far ahead of everybody, and he had. First of all, he's a documentation king, so he has all of his brand messaging, ICP definitions, all of that in like separate documents.
mhm,
Really, really lengthy, detailed documents. And then when he first started training AI, he gave AI access to that. And then he would like hook that up to the recorded calls.
mhm,
Um, Also, like one example was tell, uh, he would have a salesperson give a sales call. And then somewhere in one of his process docs, he had like, here's what everybody should ask on a call. Here's the information that they should collect.
mhm.
And then he would have AI go rate the call based on everything it knew. But so that's a really, really great use case for AI, but you can't do it until it's trained. And this is
Mhm.
why we probably maybe you should have started with this, because the training is foundational to everything that you do with AI. First, you have to tell it what you want from it and who you are.
Yes. And I think this addresses like a major pain point a lot of people have with AI, like generally, because and I am just as guilty as anyone, but like when I started using AI and when I started using HubSpot's AI, I was like, this isn't working because it sounds like a robot wrote it. And I've even like sent AI prompts and I'm like, okay, but like less robotic, less like a robot. Um, and part of that, and this is true with anything with AI, like it's learning, but if you don't give it the context, then it has nothing to learn from. And what I have done in like ChatGPT is give it examples of what I want it to sound like. And I find that gives it a lot more to go off of. And I just talked when we talked last week about AI fatigue, I mentioned uh, my process. Sometimes I'll use Claude sometimes because you can give it longer prompts. I can give it full transcripts. Um, and then I take Claude's output and I send it to ChatGPT and I say, ChatGPT, please make it sound like me, because I've put in so much work with ChatGPT to understand what I sound like
Mhm.
um, in a way that I just haven't put that time into Claude, and I could and should. But right now it's easier for me to just take it and put it over there.
And I think primarily that's you and I both started with ChatGPT. It has more
Mhm.
info in it, and we're both too cheap to upgrade to the paid version, correct?
We are both too cheap. Yes, that is
So
correct.
that's why we're using different AI tools in conjunction. It's because we run into those bandwidth issues, and now you got to use something else to get the same or to
Yeah.
achieve the goal.
And I should pay for ChatGPT. I use it enough that it deserves my money, but I'm too cheap. um,
Me too. It's a like a 2026 goal. I'm going to put that in the business budget for 2026.
there you go. I love that. So let's talk a little bit about what are we talking about? So the brand voice using AI is a new-ish feature in HubSpot. And in here, um, you can set your brand voice. You can do things like uploading a writing sample even, and then you can set the personality of your brand. Um, and there's even more advanced settings in here as well. And what's nice about this is then when you ask HubSpot's AI tools, missing a bullet here, when you ask HubSpot to um, write things for you, it's going to apply brand identity. Um, One thing that like we haven't quite talked about yet, but is very nice about this is if you are a multi-person marketing team, every sure there is a overarching brand guidelines and things that you're probably applying, but at the end of the day, like everyone is just adding their little style to everything they write. So if you have multiple people writing for you, it's actually quite hard manually to have a single brand voice when there's multiple people writing. Um, so one thing I do like about this as well, in addition to just getting better outcomes, is that it kind of solves for that piece as well. So everyone can put their own phrasing, their own style, their own thing into what they write. And then you can apply brand identity, and then it's all gonna kind of keep a voice that's consistent.
That's a great it's a great use case. I most of the companies that I've worked for have been in this sort of like $100 million range.
Mhm,
And with those companies, they've got, they have a primary person responsible for content, but they all have just banks of freelancers that they're using.
mhm,
Um, and like in one company, I do believe that they have, like 10 plus freelancers that they're calling on. And
mhm,
this is a great solution for that because
mhm.
absolutely you're going to get a mix of everything, and aligning on tone is going to be hard.
Yeah, yeah. So should we go over to HubSpot and look at where to set this up?
Yeah.
So if you are in your HubSpot account, you'll want to go to your settings here, and then you'll scroll down to this new brand identity beta. Um, and you'll see this is where your brand kit is now living, but also this brand voice section is available right here. If you
Ooh,
haven't, yes, go ahead.
is this on all portals or do you have to opt into the beta first?
Let's see. Hmm. You must be a super admin. I think it's in all because I'm in a different portal that also has it. Are you not seeing it on your side?
I don't think I haven't not seen it, but when I was just wondering because it says beta there, and I like, do you because most of the betas do require you to opt into them or no?
A lot of betas do. Sometimes they push betas out.
To everybody?
Yeah, like for example, the new form tool, I think still is technically beta, but it's available in all portals.
Okay.
There's different beta levels, but I don't see it in this portal specifically. I don't see it, which makes me think like it's not opted in, which I think it's in all. But let us know if you don't see it. Could be wrong. But if you do not have your voice set up, it's going to look like this. Oh, I just don't have edit permission, which is fine. Um, but here I'm able to set things like the personality. You can set up to 3, I believe, which is why these are not selectable. But there's, a bunch of different options depending on your specific business and brand. Helpful human is some of the big ones in this specific test portal. You can tell George B. Thomas has been in this portal if human is selected. But there's also quirky, sophisticated, and trustworthy things like that that may want your brand to be. 4 total is the max amount allowed. 100%. Then you have options to look at the tone, um, and that's going to show things, yeah, humorous, informative are some of the ones already selected. But you can say things like casual or business-like, so you can see where you'll start to put your tone and voice in there. Um, and each brand's going to be different, but you have options here for all of this as well. Formal.
It's a lot of options. I mean, one of the
There are a
first
lot
ones
of
I saw was
options.
affectionate. And I was like, in
That
B2B, I can't
feels
imagine. I just can't imagine
loving.
loving. But would that work really, really well if you had like skincare products or like, and you were,
Mhm.
just if your
I
whole
was
vibe was making people beautiful inside and out?
I was
It,
thinking like the brand Headspace, the like
yeah,
therapy app
yeah.
thing. I could see them being affectionate and warm, in different ways. So, um, but generally, you'd want to just kind of think through what makes sense for your brand. And you can also set your mission, which is interesting phrasing. But if you have a brand mission, a company mission, including that here is another option for you. These are the terms to avoid. My hunch is most people won't have these immediately, but you may. You may already know terms that you don't want to use. I had a client a while ago whose primary audience was sonographers, and there is some debate in the sonographer community between sonographer versus ultrasound tech. Um, Sonographer is thought of as a little bit more prestigious in some ways than ultrasound tech. So I could see that company specifically avoiding ultrasound tech just to like stay out of the controversy
Mhm.
there. And then I like this where you can add a replacement rule too. So you can say, don't say um, ultrasound tech, but do say sonographer in that case. Um, there's also some terms. Oh, I feel like AI has gotten away from it, but a while ago there were some like phrases that like were very ChatGPT. One that's been bugging me lately in my content is ChatGPT, and I think Claude too. Every update I try to get it to write about, it'll say finally in all caps, which in general isn't that bad, except for it says it like every time. Um, so I could see myself just getting like tired of a word, and adding it here for that too. But that's a personal choice, probably.
Mhm.
All right. There's also some inclusivity um, here. So if that is important to your brand, consider that. I do want to switch screens real quick and show kind of what this looks like if you're setting this up for the first time. Stop sharing, share something else. No. So if you're setting this up for the first time, you can paste a writing sample or upload a writing sample. Oh, add to stage. So I just wanted to make sure I highlighted this because that list of stuff to set up can feel very overwhelming. I would almost certainly feel kind of overwhelmed with like, I don't know, what is our voice? And even when I was reading over them, I was thinking to myself, I was like, can I just send it to ChatGPT and ask it, what do you think the voice is for this? But you could paste a writing sample right in there, or upload something. I would recommend like your home page, for example. It is a 500 word minimum, So you might even need more than your homepage, depending on how long your homepage is. A lot of homepages are actually kind of short in words. So you might want to do your homepage, maybe some blog posts, and things like that. But just consider that as an option for you as well. Um, how do you feel so far about this setup, Trisha?
It seems easy enough.
Seems easy enough.
I like this step a lot because a lot of times, like I was mentioning my former boss slash mentor and how he had all the stuff already.
Mhm, mhm,
But you know what, in reality, there have been many companies I've walked into that did not have that documented.
mhm,
So if this is a way to kind of like skip the line and generate brand voice relevant content without having to step back and like confer with a bunch of teams and align on that message, which can be hard. It can be hard to articulate. It can especially be hard to get people to align. And when you're talking about brand stuff, people really want to have buy-in on that.
mhm.
So I really like this.
Great. So let's try it out. Let's see how well it works. And to be honest, I don't know. Um,
Did you
so
upload
just
content?
did I upload content? No. So we'll do it in one portal that has a brand identity set, and we'll do it in one portal that doesn't.
Okay.
Just like plain text. Just like a plain text thing.
I love side by side, so I'm really interested in this.
All right. Um, so let's do this. I guess should I have undone that? Apply brand identity. Okay, so we don't have a brand identity, so I can't do that. But let's say, thank you so much. Let's just use this as the intro text for both of them, just so we're starting with like something basic. And then for this portal, let's
Are
apply brand
you
identity. Go ahead.
are you sharing your screen?
I'm not. I tried to, but here we go. This is just some basic text. Thank you for joining our mailing list.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the portal that there is a brand identity on. And it's saying, "Hi, contact team. Welcome aboard to the Value First Collective Express, where your inbox just leveled up. We're genuinely excited you've joined our community and can't wait to share value-packed insights and the occasional laugh with you throughout the year. Got questions, wild ideas, or a meme-worthy breakthrough? Just hit reply and tell us. Our inbox is always open for a good conversation." All right. Now I pasted that same text here in a portal that does not have brand identity. So obviously I can't apply brand identity. It doesn't exist. So I'm just going to rewrite. Does that
Mm-hmm.
seem like a fair side by side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're thrilled to welcome you to the Post Planner community. Get ready for a year's worth of curated ideas, expert tips, and resources tailored to help your business thrive. Have questions or ideas to share? Just reply to this email. Our team is here and eager to connect.
It's definitely much more generic than the last
Mhm.
one.
It's not bad, actually. I'm more impressed with this than I expected to be, the non-brand identity version.
Mhm.
Um, However, yes, it's definitely more generic.
I think it would be hard to articulate what feels different about the two,
Mhm.
but but I and George B. Thomas has had his hands all over the demo portal, right?
Yes, he's been in yes, yes, yeah.
So what I want to say there is that the first example you shared, it just feels more like George.
Mhm.
Like if you were going to put two emails in front of me and say which one did George write, I think I would definitely pick this one. Why? I don't know. Hard to articulate, but I do think it, like you said, it's the other one is fine, but this one just feels a little more along that, human first theme.
Yeah. I agree. It like you said, it feels more personalized. It This one, obviously it doesn't have anything to go on. This doesn't sound like this portal, is what I'll say. Um,
Mm, mm,
it sounds fine, like it works fine. But I know this portal and I know this brand, and they're much more like, I mean, you can see right here, let's do this. They're kind of a little more like fired up, I want to say. And this is not that fired up. They use a lot of emojis. There's lots of like single lines and things like that. Um, and while this email is okay and could come out from this brand without like being changed really, like it's fine.
mhm.
It doesn't it doesn't quite capture the brand, which obviously it doesn't.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's the whole point of brand identity.
Can
Um,
you can you go into the brand identity settings now and say, like, what you just said about we use a lot of single lines, um, in our emails and a ton of emojis and see what it does?
let's see. Well, let me just for get out of here. Did I leave that open? No. I'm just gonna paste the homepage in there and see. I need more than the homepage as suspected.
I think I remember that there was a brand, like there was a, I know there's a box for value or mission statement. Was there another
Mhm,
box that was just sort of like overall brand identity?
mhm. Uh, Here, let me share this one. So I pasted just the homepage and another page. It asked me
Mm.
to describe it, and then um, it's and explaining who the audience is.
Mhm.
Oh, it's fine. Generate brand voice. I will say the homepage and stuff doesn't have a lot of emojis, but
Okay. Yeah, there isn't a,
just say that.
you've got mission, but you don't have any other sort of like broad strokes where you can
Mhm.
just in plain language say, like, this is who we are.
Yeah. Oh, not that. Stop sharing. Share screen. So I didn't add the emoji thing, but let me just clone this. I thought that might happen. That's fine. We all get it. Now let's see what it looks like when we apply brand identity. Oh, great. It's right there. Thank you for subscribing to Post Planner's mailing list. We're honored to be a part of your growth journey and look forward to delivering. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen again. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for Thank you for subscribing to Post Planner's mailing list. We're honored to be a part of your growth journey and look forward to delivering valuable insights, proven strategies, and expert content to support your business success all year long. If you have questions, feedback, or fresh ideas, simply reply to this email. Our team is here to help. So there's still not emojis, but I knew that going in because I didn't provide that. I might want to change my sample
Mhm.
to like do email samples, for example. But I will say like this is way more generic than this is. I mean, at least like your growth journey, that's very on brand for them. It's all about growth and like skyrocketing and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, I think I could have probably given it better examples. But I do think like just looking side by
Well,
side, it's better.
the point of this too was to compare it to a portal that's more built out. And even
Uh-huh.
that is a demo portal. It's not an actual company portal.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I think, I'm convinced at least that this is definitely a place that's worth spend an hour here. What do you think the amount of time is somebody should spend on this?
I think an hour tops. I don't think you need to spend more than an hour on it personally.
Yeah.
I think and I guess that's a good thing to highlight too, is that it can be fairly quick. So what's the harm?
Yeah. It's just put it on your task list for this week, for tomorrow. Just get it done tomorrow. Just do it.
Just rock it.
Yeah,
It's I think it's worth doing is my official it gets my official worth doing stamp.
me too.
All right. That's a wrap on this sessions of HubSpot AI for beginners. I know brand settings aren't the most exciting part of HubSpot, but they are the foundation for getting AI to actually work the way it sounds like for your brand, and it supports your marketing goals. If you're just getting started with AI, this is one of the easiest ways to set yourself up for better results. And if you've already tried a few AI tools and weren't impressed, try revisiting those brand settings and giving it another shot. You might just need to kind of adapt. Thanks for joining me and Trisha today. If you've got questions, ideas, or want help thinking through your own setup, feel free to reach out to us or drop a comment. And as always, follow along so you don't miss another session. We will see you next time.
HubSpot AI for beginners.